Welcome to Draft Day, here in Season 4 of the Rockies franchise on MLB The Show 21. We've made some big draft picks already in this series who are contributing at the major league level. I think we've done a really good job with the first round picks in this series, and with us picking lower, I made sure I had a ton of options when it came to our first round pick. There are a lot of great prospects here. Many that we did not even have the chance to draft. We're going to go through the entire draft today, take a look at the players, and then, I know how much you all love Mickey Littlefield. We're going down to Double-A. Mickey Littlefield gets a start and we'll play some Double-A baseball. But first we're on to the draft. Selecting at number 22 this year, we have the Giants up at number 2 after a down season, but they've already rebounded. They're a team to beat once again this year, and we have a pick in the competitive balance round A, so it's almost like having 2 first round picks. But as this first round unfolds, I saw most of my favorite players get taken. Ernesto Maria went number 2, Derek Eccles went number 3, Rod Thomas was the number 1 overall pick. Kind of a surprise as he doesn't project as an elite hitter. And then Ernesto Maria will be going to the Giants, and perhaps we'll see him at some point in this series. Dan Glenn went 11 to Chicago. I really liked him, but there were still options for us here at 22. A lot of players I had scouted, and a handful with 80 potential. And obviously, I'm prioritizing all those 80 potential players. There's Fred Griggs, pretty well-rounded outfielder, really good defender, but an average hitter. Jason Hebert, 23 years old, he projects as a very good hitter and at least an average defender. There were also some pitchers I had interest in, but I felt like to go with the best player available approach here in the first round, that was going to be Jason Hebert. He is a third baseman who has some position flexibility, that's always nice. Very early MLB ETA, a switch hitter. We don't have many of those in the organization. I felt like he was the best first round pick for us, but I had a lot of those same players as options with our competitive balance pick. There was Michael Handy with 80 potential, Alan Magana as well. I'm going to go with the starting pitcher first. Michael Handy, 2026 ETA. Very good stamina, doesn't walk a lot of hitters, and I think that his play style is a good fit for Coors Field. Handy is the second round pick, and we come back to round 2, and we are still able to select Alan Magana and bring in a reliever as well. So 3 players I had scouted with 80 potential, that feels really good, and I had a few more players scouted for the rest of the draft. No more players with 80 potential, so we go to Sam Stewart, a first baseman slash right fielder, also a switch hitter, pretty good power, and he's going to be our third round pick. And in the fourth, there was another first baseman available and the only player I had scouted, so we double up at that spot. Another good power hitter who has some flexibility to play the corner outfield spots. After that, it's all guessing, so we just go right back to these 80 potential players that I did not scout, and we'll draft Scott Aaron, a 2025 ETA starting pitcher, as a 5-pitch mix. And then our final pick, our 4th pitcher of the draft, Francisco Robles from Missouri. And that is how our draft ends. And here's a look at all of the ratings for our picks this year. We have 3 players with at least 87 potential. That feels really good. And then 3 players who will have C potential that might at least be contributors. Our 4th first round pick of the series is third baseman Jason Hebert with 87 potential. His hitting is far more developed than his defense, but I could see a couple years from now him being a major league caliber hitter. Michael Handy, very good stamina, not going to walk a lot of hitters. Probably not going to strike out too many either, but with 90 potential, I'm excited to see what kind of a pitcher he could become. Alan Magana, low control, 50K per 9, 71 hit per 9. There are some ratings there that I like, but he'll need a lot of time. Then Sam Stewart, power is there, but everything else needs a lot of development, and the same can be said for Doug Rowland. With Rowland's arm at 72, though, I might want to play him more in the outfield. Then Scott Aaron has some decent ratings. He's a 65 overall pitcher, and Francisco Robles, a little bit higher K per 9 to start things out, but only 68 potential. There is your Year 4 draft. What did you think of it, and what do you think of the first round pick? We've seen plenty of the first 2 first-round picks in the series. Last year's was Michael Moreno, who's down at AA this season. We'll get some starts with him this year, but he's off to a pretty good start in his first professional season. He's only made 5 starts, but they've been 5 pretty decent starts. Want to see him get some more strikeouts, though. Mickey Littlefield. I know many of you are requesting an episode with him, and you're going to get it today. He's an unpredictable player with a ton of upside, and I feel like the pitchers down at AA have way more long-term upside than the pitchers we have right now at AAA. Hopefully we can start to see some of those players make that leap to AAA. But we'll see. Second round pick from last year, Paul Boyer. He's playing down at AA. Sandy Phipps is down there. He was our 3rd selection a year ago. 81 potential for him. Here's a look at the numbers, though, for some of our minor league players. And we'll begin here at AAA, where Zach Veen is actually having a great start to the year and is as close as he's ever been to making it up to the show. If he can keep this up, he'll probably have his chance by the end of the year. I want to see those hitting ratings approach the 70s, and his contact versus righties has gotten there. There are a few players who are struggling at AAA, and there are some AA standouts pushing to take their spots at AAA Albuquerque. I'm also hoping that one of these relievers eventually helps us out at the big league level at some point this season. At AA, we have a loaded team down there, and they're off to a great start this season. Adael Amador has 8 home runs. He should probably be at AAA, but it's hard to find a starting spot for him. Albert Aguila, we traded for him a year ago. He's been outstanding, hitting .326. Contacts are in the 70s. He's not that far away, at least as a hitter. And then for pitchers down at AA, these players mostly have a couple years at minimum before they're ready for a big league appearance. But they have the upside. I want to talk about them this season. And that'll take us into today's matchup, the Hartford Yard Goats with starting pitcher Mickey Littlefield taking on the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, with the Yard Goats coming in 18-9 to start this season. They're playing good ball. And there he is, everybody. Mickey Littlefield, 21-year-old starting pitcher with B potential. He is 2-2 on the year with a 4.3 ERA. What obviously stands out about him are the 99 velocity ratings, and there's the fastball that will reach triple digits at times. He also has 97 break. Here's a fly ball into right field. Pretty routine play, 1 down. Littlefield throws a fastball, slider, changeup, and 12-6 curve. The only problem is that he doesn't really know where the pitches are going to end up with his 49 control, by far the most concerning rating I think he has. And it's easy for innings to quickly get away from him. We've seen this before. However, you can't ignore the potential when Littlefield's pitching. It's a roller coaster ride with some really fun moments. And New Hampshire picks up a couple singles here in the first, but no damage done. Let's get to the offense. Oscar Fernandez leads off, and I really like his ratings. I wish that the game would boost his potential a little bit because it's only at a D, but he's a very good hitter, especially against righties. 80 contact versus righties, and he's always hit for a good average in this series. Next up, Adael Amador with a base hit to left field. Fernandez waved around, and in only 5 pitches, Hartford takes the lead 1-0. Let's go back to Littlefield, now top of the second. Starts off here with the slider a bit low. Fastball runs a bit inside. When the control's not there, there's just not a whole lot you can do. Not a very competitive at-bat. He walks Richard Urena to lead off the second. Next batter, 1-1 count. There's a good curveball right at the bottom of the zone, and Littlefield picks up the double play. Next up, Ernesto Maria with a 2-2 count, and he waves and misses at the slider. That's not where you want it, but Littlefield has very good stuff, regardless if he hits his spots or not. It doesn't take long watching him play at Double-A to see that there is potential here, but it might take a little while. Picks up another strikeout here in the third inning with the batter chasing in the dirt. 1-0 as we go bottom three. Oscar Fernandez up with 2 down. And he'll just go the other way with the fastball outside. Base hit left field. That brings up Amador once again. And he'll take the first pitch into center field. Fernandez hits the brakes at second. And that brings us to Albert Aguila. And that's going the other way. Down for a base hit. And here comes Fernandez. Throw coming in, not in time, and Hartford extends their lead. Aguila, a potential, only 20 years old. He's playing great this year, and so is Luis Diaz. Ripped to right center, that one's down for extra bases. 1 run scores, we wave around Aguila, and then he comes back. We're good, 2 on, 2 down, inning not over. 2 batters later, Grant Levine, another hitter hitting over 300. Bouncer right back to the pitcher, who just casually throws home. He didn't beat Aguila by much. Kind of interesting play there. To the 4th inning, 3-0 Hartford. And there's the changeup on the inside. Another strikeout for Littlefield. But this one is smoked to right center field and out of reach. That's James Outman with the 2-out double. Littlefield trying to keep the run from scoring, and he gets the ground ball to short. It's Adael Amador with the throw to first. 4 shutout innings for Mickey Littlefield, and I felt like this is where he started to really hit his stride. His control was really rough early on, but he started to get more confident as the game went on, especially in his slider. There's one of his best pitches right there as these New Hampshire hitters continue to chase. Littlefield got a ton of swinging strikes out of the strike zone, which helps obviously when you struggle to find the strike zone on a regular basis. He's got really good stuff. I think that's pretty obvious. I would compare Mickey Littlefield to like a college football edge rusher who's completely unrefined, has no technique, but is just so athletic that he can dominate the competition. Littlefield needs a ton of work with his control because eventually the hitters will catch up to his ability as he climbs up towards the major leagues. But for now, it's a ton of fun to watch. Here in the 5th, Adael Amador picks up his 3rd hit of the ball game, and Luis Diaz follows it up with a base hit to center. There goes Amador on his way to third base, as the Yard Goats look for another 2-out rally. Here is Paul Boyer, last year's 2nd-round pick. He's got 82 potential. Lined into center and down for our 3rd hit in a row. Hartford takes a 4-0 lead. Here's Grant Levine with a 2-1 count. He fouls off the fastball. Count evened up. And he lines this one past the second baseman. A 4th straight single. And a 5-0 lead. Great hitting showcase for this Double-A lineup. And Littlefield going for the quality start. Weak ground out to third base. Next up, Forrest Hudson with a ground ball to first base. Littlefield just needs one more. Elijah Nash, the batter. And he lines this one into right field. And good job cutting it off by Fernandez. Trying to get him out at second, but not in time. Next up, Sam Ruiz. Line to left center, and New Hampshire will get a run off Littlefield after all. A 5-1 game, and Ruiz rounds second. He wants third base and doesn't even come close. That's it for Littlefield. 6 great innings and a 4-run lead going into the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a line drive to left field. Johnny Pareda, the starting catcher, he joins the action with a double. And a couple batters later with 2 down, a Dale Amador with this going all the way to the backstop. I thought we could score on it. Gotta stop trying that, it just never works. To the 7th inning, and Tyler Stevens comes out of the bullpen. He's been pitching really well this season, making his 12th appearance. And here with 2 down, facing Vance Vizcaino. Fastball picks up the swinging strike. And with 2 strikes, he goes to the changeup and ends the inning. It's a 1-2-3 outing for him. Well, let's go back to Dale Amador. 3 for 3, looking for his 4th hit. But this fly ball to left field will not get it. Albert Aguila 1 for 3. He gets the breaking ball in the air to center, and that's down for his 2nd hit. That brings up Lewin Diaz. Another one to right center, hit very well. Down for extras, and Diaz picks up his 2nd double. And Aguila comes home to make it 6-1 Hartford. The next batter is Paul Boyer, and he singles into center field. We wave around Diaz. Throw coming in is offline, and that is a 7-1 game. With no home runs, just a really quality hitting day. Next bullpen pitcher is Michael Peterson, and this is going to twist towards the seats in foul territory, but caught by Fernandez. And now a longer run, a tougher play toward the tarp, and he's got enough room. Looking to wrap this one up, Lewis Holiday gets the 9th inning. He is struggling against left-handed pitching this year. Doing pretty well, though, against righties. Slider at the knees picks up strike 2. And a fly ball into right center field. Shouldn't be a problem. 1 down there. Next up, Sam Ruiz. On the ground at third base. And the play is made. 1 more to go. James Outman. 0-2, he lines it the other way, and Holiday's struggles against lefties will continue. It's a 2-out double. That brings up Richard Urena. There's a good changeup, count 2-1. Fastball fouled off, and a 2-2 count. Ground ball right back to Holiday, and Hartford wins the game 7-1, moving to 19-8 on the season. They're playing great, and that was a very fun episode showing off a lot of the great players we have down there. I think there are a lot of hitters that could be playing at AAA, and perhaps will be soon. I would like to do a AAA episode before too long and show off more of those players who are perhaps close to making their major league debuts or at least getting on the roster. But I think that our minor league system has made a ton of progress in this series, especially in the last year or so in the franchise. I think we've made some really good trades. The team has gotten deeper, and I'm hoping that before too long we start to see these trades and this development really pay off. Here's the analysis on Mickey Littlefield. Yes, he was all over the place, but he was very fun and effective. He's got to keep the slider down, though. He missed up with that way too often. His 12-6 was also all over the place. A lot of those nowhere near his target. But at times, he just looks completely untouchable out there. At some point, I'd like to play at AA again and get a start with Michael Moreno, who has 98 potential, you may remember. But leave your feedback down below in the comments section on which AA players you think have the most potential or should be playing at AAA. There are some great options, and I can't wait to see how these players develop. Thanks for watching today's episode, everybody. I did get more of the Rockies up this week and hope to continue doing so. Shorter episode here with just the 1 game recorded, but I think some of these will help me get a little more active here in the series. Please leave a like if you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe. And have a great day, everybody. I'll see you next time.